everyone, my name is Little Lynn, but you can call me Jen, and welcome to Kiki Cove. Today I'll be decorating my resident services and my island entrance. I recently decided that I wanted to restart my island, so instead I flattened everything and we will be starting from the bottom up. I am going for a large town or small city aesthetic with the main color being pink, so come along and let's go decorate. I start off by clearing out the area in front of my resident services. This includes getting rid of a few rocks that popped up, clearing out a few trees, and cleaning up some pathing that I put down to plan out this build. And as you can see, we're starting out real strong today. The first thing I'm doing for the actual build is laying down this sidewalk and street paving, and then I will be planning everything else around this. Since this is a large town build, this will be a very common paving throughout my entire island. I am riding the struggle bus almost this entire video, so please laugh with me, not at me. Sport got in my way here, but it turns out he actually wasn't in my way once I go back and fix this. But anyways, if anybody wants Sport, he was an unwelcome villager, so come get your man, please. Crosswalk design, I think it really adds to the street feel of these paths. Here are the main items that I wanted to use for this build. This is not everything that I ended up using, but I figure this can give you a pretty good idea of what I was going for. Even though I am going for a town or a city feel, I will be using a lot of foliage in my builds. So think of one of those fancy old towns that's really well taken care of. Maintaining quite a bit of symmetry throughout all of my builds. I just really like how symmetric builds look. They just give me some extra serotonin. It was at this point that I realized I completely forgot the custom designs I wanted to use, so I went through, picked everything up, and put some down. I will be adding more throughout the build as well. I have never gotten this dialogue before. Let me know if you have. I was so confused after walking away from Punchy here. ended up going through a little bit of trial and error with these flower gardens on the sides of my entrance. I wanted to have them here, but I didn't exactly know how I wanted to do them when I started out. I started messing around with a few different fencing ideas, but I ended up just sticking with the wedding fencing in the end. Gail and Freya had a little bit of a disagreement in the middle of resident services. Oh, my poor girls. My plan is for this to be a cherry blossom island when everything is all said and done. So these are cherry blossom designs that I'm putting down on the ground, and I will be incorporating a lot of the cherry blossom DIYs. I love having music playing throughout my island, so I will definitely be putting music players in all of my future builds. I do a lot of pick up, put back down, lay down pathing throughout all of my builds, and that's because I like to walk away and see how things look from a different angle. So if you see me doing that quite a bit, that is why. Just in case you thought this build was going smoothly, here's a reminder that I still struggle with the pathing. terraforming behind resident services so that I could have a solid base to start off with the next day. The plan is to make a sort of apartment complex looking thing behind here. I like how it turned out, but I definitely think there are some things that I can go in and edit later on. These little areas to kind of look like balconies leading into the apartments, so I wanted to personalize them with these small little items. This did take a lot of trial and error, deciding what I wanted to pair with what and how I wanted to place it. At this point, I decided to use the in-game wooden pathing on the floor behind all of this. That way, if somebody walks up to this area and puts their camera on the highest setting, as they're looking down into this, it does look like there is actual flooring and these are actual apartments. At this point, I'm putting items behind the balcony, that way if you're looking through them, it does look like you are seeing into somebody's apartment. space in between the apartments so that I can put down my roofing custom design. That way it doesn't look like they're all just one big apartment. So that I can add some depth to this apartment building. I will be using items such as the wedding organ. That way it's peeking over the top of the climbing walls and you can kind of see it from the front. Behind the apartment building is what I'm a little bit disappointed with. I definitely will end up going back and editing this a little bit later on. Going through and adding in a few little minor last minute touches just to fill in some area and finish up the build. Finish out my build without one little inconvenience though. And with this one last little item, that finishes the build. I am pretty happy with how this turned out. I think it's very cute, and once I have the area around this filled in, I think it will just be so quaint and pretty. I'm sorry about my walkthrough skills though, I'm still getting used to doing that. Can I also talk about how cute Marina and Velma are in the background playing? I actually just recently let Velma leave, and I am regretting that so hard right now. I really am not so sure how I feel about using the climbing walls the way that I have. I like the way they look from far away because when you look up, they line up with the simple panels and they stall. But then when you're up close like this, they just loom over top. So I'm gonna try to figure out some way to remedy that. If you stuck around this long, thank you so much, and I really hope you liked what I created. My next build will be with my museum, so I hope I see you again then. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and again, thank you so much.